This episode of Nuff Said is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
Recording has started. That's me shooting laser guns. Hey, cats and kittens! Welcome once again to Superconnectivity. I'm your host, Charlie the Professor Esser. And with me, as always, is the blue-eyed bomber from the Burg of Pits.
Bill, Filmy, and Perich.
Welcome, Philippe.
Hello.
My good friend. Oh, Philip. An era is at an end, you know. Ducktales, a woohoo, is no more. But we did get a fantastic 3-part, hour-and-a-half ending that I forgot to live tweet because I am a bad person. But still, I have watched it several times. It is amazing. They do tie up a lot of great loose ends, although still leave so much out that, you know, you were hoping there was going to be like, oh, wow, they're going to do this, and oh, maybe they're going to have this review. It's kind of like WandaVision, Phil, where there's just all the speculation that you never actually have paid off. But, you know, I was hoping they were going to reveal that Launchpad was the secret father of Huey, Dewey, and Louie. No. They did, though, say that his super intelligent persona exists in his unconscious, because they did say that he talks in his sleep in a British accent. And also, once again, Launchpad was right, because at the start he says, what if Fowl is putting everyone into boxes, and the boxes will have 6 sides, and then, of course, when like a box. And then, of course, at the very end, the spoilers, that is exactly what they were doing. They were capturing everyone, putting them in boxes. So you can say anything you'd want, Tristan, but you'll have to get close so the mic can pick you up. But, it was great, you know. They did establish the Disney After Universe. I do say that you do see in there that there is there's a gargoyle reference in there. I say you do see gummy bears in the boxes, which tells me the gummy bears are still out there, just in hiding. You see the shadowy figure of a gummy bear. I really want my Disney After Universe gummy bear series, where a young Sunny Bear finds out that she actually has the legacy of the gummy bears and must now reclaim, must find the lost artifacts to reinitiate the gummy prophecy. I want a Chosen One gummy girl story about Sunny Gummy set in the modern era. It's going to be awesome. Write me, Disney. This is yours for free. Ooh. I will help you out with it. What is your question, Tristan?
How come there are things that are referenced in DuckTales that we still don't have shows on Disney Plus? For example, the ones where the animals...
The Wuzzles, yes. Well, so that's a big question, because we do have, so, and again, in our references in DuckTales, we have the Wuzzles. In fact, although actually, honestly, they were playing a little fast and loose with what the Stone of What Was could do, because then they say, oh, we're using it to make clones, except, well, it never actually makes a clone. It's clearly bonding to animals. So I don't know quite what that's about, but that is a reference to the Wuzzles. The Wuzzles are not on Disney Plus right now. And I actually think there is a reason for that, which is I do not know if Disney actually owns the Wuzzles. Like, I don't know if Disney created the Wuzzles and then sold the toys, or that the toy manufacturer created the Wuzzles, then had Disney make the cartoon about the Wuzzles. I don't know the exact story behind that, but that might be why the Wuzzles are not on Disney Plus yet, although it may also just be that, they want to hold something back for, future rotations.
Oh, Charlie Esser, I think you're getting an offer here. Russell from Tomes of Evil would like to have you on to do Flintheart Stromgold.
I mean, I'd be happy to. First off, let me just make a quick point here. His name isn't Flintheart Glumgold. That is something that they did in the new ones. His original name is actually Silas Glumgold. He was Silas Glumgold because he is supposed to be, because it's in the same way that Ebenezer Scrooge is sort of the name convention that gets us Scrooge McDuck. Silas Glumgold is supposed to be Silas Mariner. Silas Mariner is another miserly character whose heart is awakened and, learns the true meaning of, not being a jerk to everybody. Lower Tristan. So yeah, I'd love to talk Silas Glumgold or Flintheart Glumgold, depending on, it's sort of like that Brutus and Bluto from the Popeye, where it's like, sometimes he's Brutus, sometimes he's Bluto. We don't know, but yeah. And fun fact, they did keep his origin in that he is a South African, which they never really put into the old DuckTales, but that is actually from the Banks comics, that he is a South African, fought in the Boer Wars, all that kind of stuff. And, if him being a South African doesn't let you know how evil he was going to be, well, it was a different world. That's all I'm going to tell you right there. Moving right along. No, but it was actually really good. Everyone gets a great moment. Everyone gets a thing. And I really think that Disney has to do more with this universe. I get the idea that, okay, we've done our DuckTales story, but we've also created all these other characters. We do have Rescue Rangers in this universe. We do have a Darkwing Duck and Launchpad, if nothing else. And so why not make more stories, We did see that Steelbeak, now a super intelligent Steelbeak, escape at the end. We see that Black Heron falls into or gets pushed into the Laszlo circuit to wipe her from existence. But she laughs as she happens. I finally made a villain out of you, Bradford, which is actually kind of cool. And also, it's not the first time she's fallen to her death, never to be seen again. So, I don't know if we're trusting that. Because, of course, as Bradford said, that even if he did throw Scrooge McDuck into the thing, he knew Scrooge McDuck would find a way back. I'm sure that Black Heron will find her way back. I'm mad that we never got more with Cape Suzette, because I really wanted to see Shere Khan be a part of Fowl. I really thought that would have been a logical choice, but they did not make that, so that was a choice they decided not to do. But, life continues. I can't complain. Much like Marvel stuff, it's not what I predicted, like WandaVision, but I liked the story I got regardless. And that is, I think, what is most important when you have any kind of a story that has a big, wide, overarching story, a lot of clues and hints about what might happen, is that its purpose is to get that community talking. And, you can get mad that your fan theory didn't happen, or you can be just so happy, oh, I had a great fan theory, and I talked to friends about it, and my idea was pretty good, but they had a good idea too. But I still would like them to come back and look at my idea later, It's fun. And this is the thing. This is what I think we have kind of come full circle back into a world now where we are having major social interactions and cultural moments around entertainment. And I think it's very interesting. It's a very interesting aspect of humanity, because I think that there was for a long time this fear that, we're going to separate ourselves from being able to talk to each other. We're just going to be sitting there mindlessly watching TV shows forever. And it's like, well, no, we're not. We're going to accept these. We're going to want to talk to people about them. The whole point of TV shows is to talk to other people about TV shows. We don't just watch them for ourselves. We watch them because now we have a built-in conversation and a cultural touchstone.
Oh, yeah.
That we can have with people. I mean, not for nothing, That's 90% of what religion is. If you think about it, it's really just, we all go to the big house on Sundays or Saturdays, depending on your particular group, and we all have these legends, and we talk about these legends and these myths and these stories, and they tell us how to be good people, and we like being good people because we want to be good people. And then sometimes, we'll all get together and we'll have a celebration about it because, this is the day that WandaVision drops, or this is the third Sunday of Ordinary Time. Whatever the reason is, we're going to get together and we're going to have that interaction because it makes us happy. And it makes everyone happy. And, that's what these stories give us, is they give us a cultural touchstone and a cultural touchstone, which is the name of one of Disney's production houses, Touchstone Features, for those who forgot. It's all connected. The religion of the super mouse is born. Yeah, but it's interesting. I mean, there's no argument that it is interesting what they've created, how it has transformed our communities.
Yeah.
Because, that's the thing. And I think that, and again, what I think that Marvel is doing, Disney is doing better, that Netflix is missing, is this idea of that staggered release. That staggered release really allows for this, a lot of people talked about Tiger King, but because it was bingeable, everybody was kind of on the same page with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it could exist, and then it could not exist. It didn't really build legs. I mean, we can still say, effing Carol Baskin at this point,
Disney knows what they're doing, putting out episodes, one a week and stuff. And,
yeah.
It was so good, and people didn't want to be spoiled that everyone was pretty much current. I mean, you might be a week or so behind, but most people were like on it because what is it? At least twice Disney Plus crashed 2 Friday mornings because everyone was trying to jump on WandaVision before they got spoiled.
Yeah, and you know what I'm not hearing this week? HBO Max crashing over Snyder. Yeah,
they're going to inflate their numbers because I didn't watch it yet. I'm going to watch it tomorrow, but did you see it's broken up into chapters so people might stop?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. I just finished the ladies singing at Aquaman scene.
I didn't watch any of it yet, but I just heard that there's different.
Well, it's been mentioned.
Yeah,
that it is
it's all online. It's it's broken up into different chapters. And what Lilith was telling me, if you watch chapter 1 and then you stop and come back a couple hours or a day later and watch chapter 2. They count that as it's another watch. So if you do each chapter and it's 7-8 chapters, they'll be that's 8 watches from one they'll count 8 watches from one person.
Fine. They can count it however they want.
Yeah.
I'm not faulting them whatever they're doing.
So when you hear we got 1 billion watches, just remember that, kid.
Yeah, I'm just I guess from my perspective, it's as people have said, it's I think Brian Cronin said it best, which was look, it's a 4-hour movie, in for a penny, in for a pound. You're going into it knowing what it is.
Brian.
The fact of the matter is that it is, we know what it is. There's just no reason for any movie to be 4 hours long. And I think that,
that's what I was going to say, except for maybe whatever your favorite movie of all time is, except for maybe that, what movie, even your good movies, do you want to see a 4-hour cut of?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's and he made the point. It's I'm sure someone would want to watch a 4-hour cut of Endgame, and I'm not sure I would.
Again, they could have had they could have 5.5 hours of Infinity War and Endgame, but they cut it in half.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. And that's the thing. It's I can watch a 4-hour Endgame right now. It's called I watch Infinity War and then I watch Endgame.
Exactly.
And that's a 4-hour film or a 5-hour film.
5, yeah. But no, that's why I don't understand. I thought, why didn't they drop the first 2 hours now and then maybe in the summer drop the second 2 hours and you get the excitement again? I don't understand.
Well, I'll even give you the weirdest thing because as I understand it, so spoilers, it ends on a cliffhanger.
Well, yeah, because I guess he was going to set up for like Justice League 2 and Justice League 3.
And do another 4 hours? I mean, it's...
No, I don't think I think this is it. He's not getting anything else, but he's just showing you, this was my original plan, but even though you're not going to get...
that was a bad plan. That was just a very, very bad plan.
unless he just wants the internet to rise up and be like, no, give us more! Warners, give us more.
I don't think they will.
They won't,
really
but I don't know if that, it's like, give us more.
Yeah, and again, if servers ain't crashing, buddy, they ain't doing it, You gotta crash them servers.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it's been up since Thursday morning. It's Friday night. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about crashed servers yet.
And I have never had any problem. Many times I've tried to get back to it, tried to climb into it. And I have me and Tristan. Tristan wants to watch it. I want to watch it too, honestly. I actually, I like his visual style. His visual style is quite nice.
It looks good, but I mean, story-wise, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's
what I'm saying. Like we were talking with Ray on Capes and Lunatics. I mean, like the Marvel stuff, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I mean, not only is it shot beautifully, there's an intriguing story behind it. I mean, the Snyderverse, it's like, hey, it looks pretty, and hey, look, we're punching stuff in the face.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying. There's really not. There's not that much depth behind it.
Yeah, it's odd choices is what it is.
But we'll give you 4 hours of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the last time I spent 4 hours in an art museum. And usually, at least, if I'm in an art museum, there are bathrooms.
What did you see the thing I shared from Twitter in the group chat for Snyder Cut today?
No, I mean, there's a TikTok video.
No, Marnell shared that, but no, I guess some guy, he was an extra, I don't know, when they were originally shooting it, and he said... I
thought that was Batman v Superman.
Oh, no, yes, it was Batman v Superman, I'm sorry.
It was sadder than we were on 9/11.
Look sadder than you did during 9/11. It's like, really?
Well,
and then when they didn't look sad enough, he said, you don't look sad enough. Can't you remember what you looked like during 9/11? Give me your 9/11 faces.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna worry about what some extra says about.
Yeah.
Look, hey, I love extras. They're great people. I know a lot of people that do cut their teeth in that field, especially in New York, in the New York acting scene, because I can go and I can get paid to be an actor, and you can actually get face in the crowd money. Okay. And it's actually a real job. But at the same time, it's like you get abused.
Yeah.
Because you are literally a prop.
Okay, hold on here. Russell's saying he saw the first part. He said it's better, but not that different. That's what Lilith was kind of saying. She said it was a little bit better, but it really, there's nothing redeems it in there.
Yeah, I mean, I can see, I can already say, I can see it's definitely, like I said, it's more. It's definitely more.
I mean, it's 4 hours. They're going to give you more details on each scene.
But the thing is, and that's the thing, it's like, I think, here's what I'll say. If you have to have the extra hours to give, so for example, I do think that there was a scene in that whole, where the Scandinavians and Aquaman and Batman are having the whole conversation, where there's a whole speech by one of the fishermen there, I don't think is in the original Whedon cut. And yeah, it does definitely add more depth, but it's like, that's a long way to go to get to that depth, It's kind of the point where I kind of like get Whedon's like, man, you have no idea what I had to work with.
Oh my god! I mean, I said,
really don't know. You really do not know what a mess I had to fix.
I haven't watched 1 second of the Snyder Cut yet, but the internet has just been hilarious. I mean, I saw somewhere they were saying, "Oh yeah, there's no end credit scene," and people were like, "What more did you want? That movie was 4 hours long. You needed an end credit scene."
You know what? But we want it.
I know.
And that's sort of the thing. It's the cherry. And for what it's worth, Snyder has said, well, I had to end it on a cliffhanger because that's the convention.
Yeah.
Which is like, well, first off, not if it's the only film. And usually a lot of films will end on a denouement. Or if they want to have a cliffhanger, they're going to give you an end credit scene. They're going to make you go, I wonder what the next film will be.
Yeah, but it's like you're already sitting there for 4 hours. I mean, you're really going to make people sit through the credits for an end credit scene?
You're in for a penny, in for a
I
pound,
guess.
Phil. That's the thing. It's like, we've been here for 4 hours. Give us something. Give us something that tells us that something extra neat is coming.
And then the other funny thing I saw, I think it was Charles Skaggs, Southgate Media Group alum, was saying, it drags the movie out even more when Snyder uses like that slow motion stuff during the fight scenes and stuff.
Yeah. That not for nothing. That's what he makes that 300. That was his. It's funny. In Futurama, there's a gag by Pamela Anderson's head where he says, "Wait, he's from the year 1999, so he doesn't know I won the Oscar for Baywatch the movie." It was the first film shot entirely in slow motion. And it's a beautiful line there, but you realize that, oh wow, Zack Snyder, in another universe, Zack Snyder directed Baywatch the movie, shot it entirely in slow motion, and won an Oscar. For Pamela Anderson anyway. But, but 300, that was, as I understand it, just a bunch of very muscly men stabbing things in slow motion. Because,
I think that's his technique. Yeah, slow motion fight scenes. Right?
Homoeroticism. Yes, it is. Not that there's anything wrong with that,
Muscly men with mama issues. Why'd you say that?
Well, I don't. Well, those two, those two definitely have mama issues. Oh, God. That's the thing. It's just, that is the problem with being a nerd. Is we have to. It's like people, it's like, if you're a fantasy nerd, you have to read the entire Lord of the Rings and the Salamander book that they have to, You got to read The Hobbit, then you got to read the Salamander book, then you got to read the Lord of the Rings, and it's all one. You have to do it. I know it's like War and Peace. If you're a lit nerd, you have to read War and Peace. Nobody wants to, but you got to do it. It's part of the dues, and this is our Salamander book. This is, what is it, the Silmarillion or something like that? Anyway, because it kind of sounds like it. But that's like the big codex of the entire Lord of the Rings, I guess, trilogy. Because I guess technically the Lord of the Rings is a trilogy, and The Hobbit is like the additional book that is the inspiration for that trilogy.
Okay, we're going to get plenty of Snyder Cut next week with our friends on the Big Round Table, Capes and Lunatics episode 202.
Neither of us have actually seen it yet. So.
I know I haven't seen 1 second of it, but no, I thought you'd be chomping at the bit. The big announcement we got this week.
Which was that?
The Gamma Flight book.
Oh, Gamma Flight, yeah. So, I don't know what's going on with it. I have it. It's on the pull list. I said that, give me that one and the Gay Captain America book. Please pull those for me. And I said, it's called Road Trip Captain America. I don't know what it is. It's the one with the gay guy. He's like, that's the one. He's like, I know what book you're talking about. I'll figure it out.
I saw a brief summary. I guess it's going to be like a mini series where is it Steve Rogers, is Bucky with it? Maybe Sam too. I don't know if they're like going across America. I don't know. It says something like the shield's missing or something. They got to look for it, and they find a bunch of people that have been inspired by Steve Rogers, I guess.
Yeah.
And one of them's this guy in the railways. Yeah.
Yeah, one of them's a homeless kid. Because, and honestly, there's so much fighting about that. It's like because nobody clicks and reads the article. I hate this. Is like it actually says, like, in the first couple of lines of the article, just click the link before you go on your homophobic rant, please. Just click the link. Read what it says. I have been on, like, having a fight with this woman for 2 days because they just say, click the link. My phone doesn't click the link. Just Google it. Just find out what it's about, lady. Just look at what it's actually about. You will then be able to argue from a point of understanding. But no. Because that's willful ignorance for you, my friends. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, I mean, Gamma Flight sounds fun. I mean, it's got Crusher Crow and Titania in their superhero mode, which I am loving. And again, that's what I love about Crusher Crow and it is Al Ewing again. And so I put that bug in his brain. I put that bug in his brain. He knows. He knows what I was saying. He's like, oh, that's an interesting idea I came up with all by myself.
And it looks like we still have Green Sasquatch, so I'm guessing that's still Samson.
I'm guessing so, yeah. I mean, I think we're going to have Sam Squatch for a while, He ain't getting his old body back anytime soon. And actually, apparently, horrifyingly Cronenberged Rick Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you know what was one of the most interesting things about Falcon Winter Soldier?
What?
Spoilers. Bucky has 4 sisters.
Oh, yeah.
Bucky has 4 sisters. So that is your Jack Monroe. That is your Rick Jones. And 2 other spares somewhere. They were going to get a Ricky Barnes in this at some point. I'm just telling you, that whole Barnes family, 5 kids from the 1940s. I think we're going to get, I think that little plot point's going to come back. And it would not surprise me to find out that, no, that's why Rick Jones looks exactly like Bucky Barnes. Why Jack Monroe looks exactly like Bucky Barnes? Yeah, because they're all from the Barnes family. It's just, because they were all orphans at the end of it, so who knows where they all wound up, It would be interesting, and that's actually one thing I would love to see in Winter Soldier, is Bucky actually looking for what happened to his 4 sisters. Because he is a man out of time, too. He was a man literally on ice for the most part since the 40s.
Well, I took it that maybe he says his parents are dead. Don't you think those sisters might be dead? I mean, he's 103. I mean...
Oh, no, I'm sure his sisters are dead, but...
What their life was like.
This might shock you, Phil, but sometimes sisters have daughters and children.
Yeah.
This is my point. It's like there is a whole family of Barneses out there. Unless they all died of the plague and Bucky's the only one left.
I mean, unless he just doesn't want to drop that on them, because it's like, oh, hey, I'm your uncle. Hey, yeah, I was brainwashed into killing a ton of people.
But I think he would want to know who they were.
Oh yeah.
So that's the thing. It's like it's sort of like what's that movie with it's got Joe Pesci and the guy from George of the Jungle.
Oh, Brendan
Fraser.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called With Honors, maybe, or Joe Pesci is a bum in Harvard, and he actually goes and finds out he doesn't actually meet his son, but he finds out he has a granddaughter, and just knowing that is the most precious thing in him, and he picks up the rock from the driveway. It's a whole thing. It's a very good film, by the way. It's very moving and touching, about being a bum in Harvard.
I'd be interested in the Bucky stuff, but I don't know how deep they're going to get, because again, we only have 6 episodes of this, at least this season.
True, I mean that's true, but like I said, that is such an interesting and tantalizing thing, and especially because, like I said, we need a Rick Jones in this universe, man. Where is our Rick Jones? Where is our Ricky Barnes? Where is our Jack Monroe? Where are all of these central characters?
Well, that was my other thing I was going to bring up on our talk with Ray. It's I wonder how much of an origin we're going to get for John Walker, since we only have 6 episodes. I mean, do you think they would spend the whole episode on a John Walker origin, or?
Well, not for nothing. It's not like you have to.
They don't have to.
Unlike Snyder, this is the thing. You can actually tell a lot in a couple of scenes.
In a couple sentences, yeah.
Yeah, you can have a 5-minute scene that just... here's what I'm going to tell you. I think as much as we got between Falcon and his sister was a lot of indulgence, quite frankly. That we just built these 2 major relationships, Bucky and his old guy, and Sam and his sister. There was so much going on in those scenes, so much story and character, that, and that's for 2 people. And we got so much about Bucky in that, because, again, we got 4 sisters. We got, parents dead. We got 102 years old. Poor circulation, all the little things that he shows and doesn't tell, So it makes clear that he's very open about some things and very hidden about others. telling you that he's always very guarded and close to his chest. And maybe he is most open about what is the most unbelievable. So when he tells people he's 102 years old, they just go, ha, 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 ha. You know? Even though it's like, oh, well, wow, you're like one of those super soldiers or something? You know, it's like, yeah, kind of. You know? You know, it's a world where these things exist.
Yeah, but I mean, in general public, do you really think you're going to run into one of those people? Or, you know, I bet this woman's like, oh yeah, one of those super soldiers wouldn't, you know, be like on a date with me, you know.
Hey, Falcon showed up at the bank, so, you know. Celebrities, they're just like us. Trying to get small business loans.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows what the general public knows about Bucky? I mean,
well, like I said, we did see that Bucky is mentioned in the Smithsonian Institute's exhibit, so yeah. It is entirely possible that there is a lot that is public record about him. So, I mean, it's interesting. It's all interesting, without a doubt. Yeah, but Gamma Flight sounds cool. Like I said, I don't know what they're going to be doing. They're a rogue agency, but it's like it doesn't seem like they are going to be Hulk-centric. So what are they going to be doing? We have the Doctor back, who is like one of my favorite characters right now, because I love her whenever she shows up. She's kind of cool. Just your kind of cool, smart, badass Doctor, and I always love that as a character, so it's fun.
I don't know if Alpha Flight's active right now or not. I know they don't have a book, but I don't know if they're active. I was going to say, oh my god, what if Crusher becomes like the new Captain America of Canada?
Well, you know what's interesting? Well, Alpha Flight, it's active in the X books. Because wasn't that a whole thing with Sword? Or no, that was Sword, not Alpha Flight, right? I'm forgetting when, because they had the whole... No, I think I'm trying to remember what they called it. But you know, you had Brand, and they had the space station with Magneto.
I think Magneto it was Sword. Yeah, Sword.
Yeah. Okay, so that was Sword. So yeah, you know, I mean, whatever it is, I don't know, but yeah, I don't know what's going on with Alpha Flight, and
because the last thing I remember of Alpha Flight,
because it was like a weird Canadian Wakandan collaboration.
Oh yeah, well that was the Carol Danvers book. It was like then Space Station with Alpha Flight, but that was this team. I don't know if the Crusher wasn't there yet, but it was like Puck and these guys who are here right now. Yeah.
So I'm actually, and you know what? For what it's worth about Puck is he is very much a near to well kind of character. He's like, you know, he's like a shorter, more belligerent Wolverine.
Oh yeah, I think that's the thing. Like he's old too. Like Wolverine. I don't know. I don't know if he's as old as Wolverine, but yeah, that's like it was some mystical spell that makes him short.
Yeah, it's like, well, basically he got condensed. Is the idea.
He's either a short immortal or an old man. It's like.
Yeah, well, because I guess, and that was a retcon after John Byrne created him, because John Byrne has ever understood, like, based him on a person he knew who was like this kind of this short little badass, and you know, as you meet in Canada, and then they made it that he used to be 6'2", and then he got shrunken down, but that also condensed him, and his muscle became more dense, and that's how he got the superpowers. But he's like, no, man, I just wanted him to be a short guy who was just, you know, real BA, you know?
Little hairy guy,
That's what he... Yeah, you know, just a hard-drinking Canadian, just a guy could look up at Wolverine and say, listen, bub, don't make me take you out. Yes, Tristan. I don't know how that pulls out. Here, let go of it. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to... Okay, the thumb is stuck on the Lego. Okay. No. It's okay. There you go. That's why God gave us teeth, to separate Legos. Yes, because I have so many germs. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I'm excited about Gamma Flight. I don't know what it's going to be. That's the thing. It's like, oh, at least Captain America road trip story. I know. Oh, it's a Captain America, and he's on a road trip.
Yeah.
It's a story we've done like several times. It's kind of like it's actually literally the default Captain America story since Easy Rider, where the character who called himself Captain America traveled across the country trying to find. Fun fact: if you actually watch Captain America, if you actually watch Easy Rider, they do call themselves Captain America and Bucky.
No.
because the Hopper character, he wears buckskin. You know, he wears like the fringe jacket. He calls himself Bucky. He says, "Yeah, man, we're Captain America and Bucky. We're in all the parades." So yeah, obviously it was very much inspired by the characters of Captain America, that Easy Rider story. So, you know, finding America, man. What does America mean? And that's just, you know, all we need is Jack Nicholson. And that's why Cap was always with lawyers, because of Jack Nicholson's character, you know. Because that's how you find justice, is through the law.
Oh, yeah.
Because Jack Nicholson's character was an ACLU lawyer. For those who don't know Easy Rider is a great film, one of the best American films. To heck with you, Citizen Kane. I would rather watch Easy Rider than Citizen Kane any day. Mark my words.
Oh, my.
I will fight people on this, man. Easy Rider's a great film. It's, you know, because it shows all of the, well, from a privileged white male perspective,
oh boy.
It shows everything wonderful and awful about the boomers. And so as a cultural touchstone, again, take a drink, you said touchstone.
Good.
As a cultural touchstone, it really has a lot of resonance, and it actually informs so much of what we understand about the boomer generation, about subsequent ideas of what it means to be America. Mm-hmm. And American in general. Oh. Want to talk some comic books, Phil?
Yeah, talk some comics.
So I want to talk, you know what book I want to talk about? The book's so nice, I bought it twice accidentally. Iron Man #7, because see, I had the red and black variant cover.
Hey.
But then when I was walking by, they had the Alex Ross cover and it said new, and I did not even realize that I already had it in my pile. And I went through like several different reviews of my pile and never once realized that, oh, these are two completely different books. So I wound up buying two, because I got the Alex Ross, and I do have the red and black cover, which is right. No, that's the Captain America book I didn't read yet. And that's all the other books I didn't read yet. So I got both accidentally. So
see, that's I like that black and red cover. That's pretty.
Oh nice. Yeah, no, they gave me both the black and reds for this and the Thor. So,
but I think that's part of the reason. I mean, there are people who collect all the variant covers, but I think that's another part of the reason. It's like, oh, you didn't realize you bought two of the same issue, but you bought two of the same issue.
Exactly. Hey, Tris, could you come here for a second? Did you pick up the books that I just dropped?
Boy.
Thank you.
But yeah, Iron Man.
Well, no, I mean, like the way I have my computer set up, I can't get under do things right now. But
yeah, Iron Man #7, man.
Iron Man #7. Hey, guess who's here? Scarlet Spider. You know, and I love the Incredible Frogman in this. The Incredible Frogman is so great. By the way, please have me in to talk Turn of the Century in Marvel Teen Up, if not all of the things with Turn of the Century, because that is also Frogman's first appearance, along with Dominic Fortune. Yes, you did not know that, did you, Phil?
I just read it. I can't remember Frog. I remember Dominic Fortune, but it was Frogman in it.
Dominic Fortune, Frogman, and Turn of the Century. They're all in it because this is the son of the original Frogman. I don't know if there's any stories with the original Frogman, but basically his dad built, hydraulic springs. I don't know, that allowed him to jump, and so he had his dad's old suit, and that's how he goes in there. I remember this book because it was weird, and really is one of the, like I said, it's one of the first books that I read that really got me hooked with Marvel Comics.
Well, my question here was is it Frogman who calls out Scarlet Spider as a test tube clone? I was like, was it called? I didn't think that was common knowledge. I mean, it's not hard to guess, but I'm like, was it common knowledge that he was Spider-Man's clone?
Well, you know what, man? I mean, let me put it this way: it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
First off, it's entirely possible that he's already told them all this.
Maybe.
Because they may have done backstories. Although, again, this whole idea, about we're just, when you're sitting next to a character called the Gargoyle, he is a mystical being, and one of your people is Hellcat, who has literally been to the afterlife and back. The whole, we're just synapses in the chemical test tube. It's like, that. You realize how silly that sounds in this context. Yes, I know we're about to fight a space god, but literally 2 people here have been to hell. But so I love these guys. I love them so much. I love the B team. I love Gargoyle back. I love Gargoyle and Hellcat being in the same book again. And I like Hellcat reaching out to Korvac, and we do see what Korvac's master plan is. We'll all be cows. But crystal cows.
Yes, just eating away.
Hey, wait, isn't that what Reed Richards wanted to do to the Skrulls? Wasn't that like...
Oh, it's all right for Reed Richards, but not Korvac. Oh. Well, no, I mean, Reed just did that to 3 Skrulls, not a whole planet of them.
Yeah, not to the whole universe, yeah. It is weird. It's also weird that apparently something happens to... Like, Tony physically gets transported somewhere.
Yeah.
Apparently to Canada. Tristan found that line very funny. Because it says,
Are you Canadian?
It says, trespasser, locators reported you tripped the perimeter a ways back. You're a non-authorized, which means we're taking you in less than you want us to neutralize you right here, eh? It says, are you Canadian? It's the Boba Fett guy too,
Yeah.
So he's got the mask and the armor, So he's kind of Boba Fett-y. He's not like the purple guy, the purple Chewbacca.
I'm just wondering too.
But he's got a bandolier. Yeah.
I'm just wondering if that's the future though too. If like some people survive and it's just like, oh yeah, Korvac's plan didn't go according to plan, man. He really messed up the universe.
Probably, yeah. I mean, really, Korvac was wrong. What?
But it's like all these guys, like they always had a perfect plan for the universe to bring harmony. I mean, for Thanos, it was killing half the universe. Guys like Korvac, it's just like, oh yeah, I can bring universal peace. I just got to rob everyone of free will and stuff and intellect.
Yeah, which is boring.
Exactly.
It's like, this sucks. Screw you guys, I'm going home. Yeah, so, no, but I love it, and I love the interaction between the characters. Who's writing this? This is Christopher Cantwell. Christopher Cantwell, this guy's a good writer. Mm-hmm. He really gets voices right. He could be the next Bendis, where he writes a bunch of really great books that people love, and then, grows outside of his britches. No, I kid because I love. But hey, Thor.
Oh yeah,
Thor 13, lucky number 13. I did not buy 2 of these because Thor was so prominent on the cover. I love how much of a BA Throg is, by the way. I will say this though, like when the Ravens say, we can only transport your spirit. It's like, no, I know what vessel I want to be in. I was thinking he was going to go into Don Blake, and we actually were going to get them sharing a body again. But no.
The Destroyer.
The Destroyer armor, the best armor.
I mean, why not? I mean, the thing's pretty much indestructible. I mean, why not?
It is pretty awesome, yeah. And, I do, we get our whole on your left thing here. Although, man, Hela and Odin, they're having a hard time, man. I tell you, those two have had such a rough relationship. I do think that there's got to be more to that story than we ever get told. I still believe that, Freya is Loki's real mom. That, her and Laufey had a thing for a bit. Not like a big thing, but a thing enough to make a baby.
Well, I mean, Odin was out with the Phoenix.
Not for nothing. Yeah, the Phoenix guy, he's running all over town. So, they're gods. It's what they do. That's what I say, It's like, you know what? It's not me to judge what their relationship is. Oh, I do like, And it's interesting because this is the Beta Ray Bill in his human form,
yes.
Which is interesting. Which means it's actually like his normal species form, not his enhanced form, which is kind of weird and interesting in that concept. Because he's an alien anyway, so, you know. But I guess he doesn't have a horse face no more. But, you know, he's getting his armor and Sith is like all mad. Sith is like all mad. It's like, oh, we're just playing dress up. It's like, well, you know, we have to prepare for whatever we're doing. And of course, Lockjaw, Doctor Strange, Bats, and Throg show up, man. And, man, speaking of BAs, man, Lockjaw is the ultimate BA of the Marvel Universe. I'm just going to say that. Can travel literally anywhere, track anything across time, space, and relative dimensions, and can bite you in half like a hippo. Lockjaw is a real tough cookie. And the whole the low-key Doctor Strange get together. I'll help you. Let's go to hell, you know. It's fun. It is fun. It's a good book. I mean, really, I really am enjoying Thor right now in a way I don't think I've enjoyed Thor in years, you know. And the whole thing about where do you think all that mystic sap energy is going, you idiot? Right where we buried you schmuck. And sure enough, that's what, you know, Thor sends the lightning on up, and that's when things take a turn for the worse for old Donnie Blake.
Well, I just love when Jane goes to get Odin, and she's like, yeah, you know, he don't want to be bothered, and she's like, no, this is your mess, you know, it's Don Blake's back, you know, you created this whole thing. And Odin's like, okay.
Yeah, well, you know, not for nothing, he did.
Yeah.
He's the idiot, you know.
Oh, you know where else Doctor Strange showed up this week?
Where did Doctor Strange show up this week?
Captain Marvel 27.
Oh, I was thinking about reading that.
I mean, it was good because, like, the last arc, she kind of went to the future, and like, she had been dating Rhodey, but then she goes to this future. She meets Rhodey's daughter, and you know, she's not the mother, so she's like, oh, you know, that messes with her head. So she gets back, she breaks up with Rhodey, and now she's all depressed and bummed.
And that's why it's not your daughter, kid. I mean, think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Plan ahead.
Exactly, I know. So she's all sitting around the apartment all depressed. So Jessica Drew gets her out, takes her speed dating and fighting like big alien cat snake things. And then, I don't know, those two argue. So Carol's low. She goes to a bar. You know, she's a recovering alcoholic. So she's like, oh, I shouldn't drink. But she doesn't drink. But just when you thought she couldn't go any lower, she sleeps with Doctor Strange.
I give Vault. That's just, I don't know, man.
She's just like, well, it's not, I guess it's not as bad as like taking a drink, but one addiction for another.
How'd you wind up in the bar with no doors?
It wasn't the bar with no door, because he walks into this bar, and like, she even says to him, she goes, don't you magicians have your own bar, like the bar with doors closed or whatever you call it? And he's like, yeah, but everyone knows me there.
There you go. Except, I guess he can drink alcohol. Well, maybe he doesn't drink. Maybe he's just drinking soda water too. I don't know.
Well, she's sitting there with a bottle, and like, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, he was about to open it for her, and he's like, oh wait, you're not supposed to drink this, right? He's like, oh here, let me turn it to seltzer for you, and he does, and she's like, you know, I could have ordered out myself, right? Instead of you turning this $50 bottle into seltzer, right?
You know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So we got the Champions this week. This was a neat book. We do resolve the whole, oh my gosh, it was Roxanne all along. We get a lot of kind of rush plot development. You know, Hulkling and Viv break everyone out of the re-education camp. The other Champions who last issue were hanging out on a pirate ship with Kitty Pryde decide they're going to turn themselves in. We actually get the revelation that actually, you know, Roxanne's basically just been, you know, taking money to, not to protect people, but because they wanted to probably, I guess, study superhumans and, you know, various weird super technologies that these guys were creating. And then, of course, you have what I think is a typical teen book thing, where you have the big protest And it's one of these things where it's like almost a little uncomfortable at this point. Because it's like, yeah, we are protesting your evil laws and we're going to storm the Capitol or the offices. And it gets a little uncomfortable at certain points in light of recent events. But we know they're the good guys, so maybe that's okay. But then we get our big reveal that Miles and Nova, I'm forgetting his name. Is it Hector? Are becoming Roxxon interns.
Oh.
Bum, bum, bum. Is this a deep cover assignment, or have they been turned to the side of evil? Obviously. I mean, I enjoy it. It is a great all ages teen book. Makes you think about law and justice and right and wrong, and that's what comic books should make you do.
Well, did you see, I don't know when, but I guess Miles Morales is getting his own kind of clone saga coming up soon.
Oh, yeah.
I know, they're going back to that well, but yeah.
I mean, sure, why not? I mean, I don't think it'll hurt anything. It's sort of like, they like to have stories that rhyme. And it's like,
I just find it weird because it's like, they want to make him his own separate thing. They want him to be so different from Peter, but then it's like, oh, hey, let's throw him into the same exact story we through Spider-Man into like 20, 30 years ago.
I think what the problem is that you have this reality that, oh, you know what? The guys who would like to clone a Spider-Man probably going to want to clone a Miles Morales too. That like the same things are going to happen because it's the same story and the same characters that were in the same universes and the same things. And so,
I guess, it's like, I want to clone a Spider-Man. Maybe it'll be easier to catch the teenager, who's only been at this a few years rather than the guy who's been at this for 100 years.
Yeah, but it's sort of like, and it's sort of like when they did the Stormbreaker, I think it was called Stormbreaker or something, the costume that came alive for Ms. Marvel. Mm. That is kind of like, it's a Venom pastiche for this character who's kind of a Peter Parker, pastiche in her own way. And so the idea being that this is her Venom. And it actually was a really good story. I think we talked about that last week. And so things will rhyme, but they'll probably be just different enough to be interesting. Because and that's the thing. It's sort of like the MCU. You have these comics and you use them as your jumping off point. But where you go from there is up to you. And maybe we're going to find something different and new and interesting. And that's always what you hope for in these kinds of books. All right, Phil. Anything else you want to talk about tonight?
No. I think we hit it all.
Well, that's good. And I'm glad we hit a lot of stuff because, when you're making these podcasts, what is most important is that we talk a lot, that we don't have any dead air. But what's even more important than not having dead air is that people be able to hear it. And that often isn't on us. Often it's because they have poor quality headphones, Phil. And you know what they can do right now? Instead of going to that dollar store, getting that dollar set of headphones where one works and one doesn't, but it is good enough for now, they can go down to tweakedaudio.com, use the coupon code Southgate at checkout, get a high-quality pair of headphones at a fraction of retail costs, and have them delivered to their home in very short order. And that would be pretty awesome for them, and then they can hear what's going on and know the whole story, know everything that we say, not just the bits and pieces that get through the static. Likewise, you can use that same coupon code Southgate upon checkout over at hunterkiller.com to have an escape room delivered to their house on a basis where they help Michelle Gray solve a cold case. And that sounds like fun. That sounds like a fun narrative adventure to test our mind, test our wits, to test who we are. If none of that interests them, they can go down to our show notes, click on the Amazon link, go to Amazon.com, buy anything they want, costs them nothing, helps us out, but, using that link in the show notes is useful. And while they're there, they can check out Pod Life, the book written by the Southgate podcast community about podcasting in general and why it's an awesome way of life. Because it is a way of life, I think, for us. For those who listen, for those who talk, and for those who write in and engage with us socially. And if anyone does that and they want to reach out to you, Phil, how can they let you know about their adventures on the interwebs?
I can always email me or any of the team at capesandlunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And hey, just send us your thoughts, on the upcoming Falcon and Winter Soldier episodes, on the Snyder cut, because I'm sure that we're going to be hearing about that for a while. So yeah, send your thoughts and just find links to everything we do at Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics.
And, of course, you can always write to me in that old-fashioned email way that our Moz and Poz once did at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. Of course, follow me on the Twitter as I live tweet something. Not Ducktales. Oh, who? Because that's over. I'll find something to live tweet eventually. At Chaliesa, that's CHARLIE. Yes, SER. Look for the 2 E's in the middle. For what?
For quality. Bing!
Thank you, Maz. And thank you, Tristan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another wonderful episode. You have connected with us in a very deep, personal, and spiritual way. Please come again next week and super connect with us again. Good night.
Good night.
Cue the theremin. See, I know the song. This is us going through the Quantum Maniac